Welcome to the channel, friends. So today's video is going to be covering the setup and install on this here, the original Google Nest thermostat. This here is the one with the mirror face, and this is the snow-colored one. As you can see here, I have it set up to the Google Home app. I have a separate video for that explaining how to do so. I also have other videos covering manual override, 7-day programming, factory reset, how to connect to the app, and lock and unlock and things like that. So check out my other videos if you're interested in those topics. But we're going to get into the basic settings and the install and go through the menu and show all the different settings on the device. There's very limited actual settings you can do on the device. A lot of it is more so handled on the Google Home app. So you have to set this up first in order to get, full access to all the settings, the menu settings and things like that, configuration settings for your thermostat, okay? I'm going to first go through the thermostat itself, what's available on there. So when you have this thing connected like I do here, I'm just going to push this out of the way. You have a slider button here on the side to operate it if you don't know, and you can tap to make a selection, okay? This main screen kind of shows you some information from the phone, weather of the outside, outside temperature, outside weather, indoor temperature, and indoor humidity. Okay, this all comes from the thermostat, and it uses your location basically to, get the weather and show you what it is here on the screen. Now, just a basic rundown of the setup here. You have, at the very top, you have these selections on the right, you can scroll through. So the very first one is the main page. The arrow means back. So once you hit that, you can go back to the main screen, where it shows the ambient, indoor temperature, and then the set point. But once you click it, you have the availability to kind of scroll through these different menu options. Let's go to the first one. So the first one is very, very simple. It's the mode. So you can have heating, cooling, or you can have automatic changeover, okay? So let's go to that really quick. You can have heat and cool, that's automatic changeover, cool only, and heat only. So we're just going to leave it on heat for now. But that's very self-explanatory. It just, whichever mode you want to do, whichever mode you want active. But then the very next one is the hold function. So I go over this in my manual override video. The next one is the fan. Okay, the fan function here is actually pretty nifty. You can run the fan for a certain duration of time, whichever one you want. You just scroll through there, and you can run it for up to 1 week, okay? So I'm just going to back out of this and go to cancel. Otherwise, if you hit start, obviously it would start that duration of whatever you select. The next one is the settings icon here. So we're going to click on that. You have very limited amount of things here on this window, or this page, I should say. And the first one is equipment. So here we're going to go just wiring info, shows you what's connected to it, power info, which is kind of handy, shows you how much battery life is left on the batteries, power connector, and so on. Not that much you can do from there. Okay, and then the very next icon is device settings. And this is just very basic settings like temperature, Fahrenheit or Celsius, sound on or off, and then the language, which is English here. So we just hit done on that. Let's go back. Like I said, there's really not much you can change on this here. This shows battery, and it just says good. Okay, and then it shows the voltage of the two AAA batteries and the impedance. So you have 1,000 milliohms. That will give you the health of the batteries and let you know when you need to change them. Next icon is the Matter, device, which is one app linked, so the Google Home. And then the next one is network. So that's going to be your network. They use your Wi-Fi network for the home. I'm not going to click on that. That's very self-explanatory. That goes hand in hand with the video I make on how to connect to your app. This shows you the software version. Okay, very handy to know. Account, I'm not going to go through that. It's going to show me my info, so I'm going to skip that. Technical info. Technical info, it's somewhat helpful. Device model number and, serial number. Shows certain network addresses. I'm not going to keep on scrolling. It's going to show too much stuff. But anyways, it gives you a bunch of information you may need to know. Next one is restart. I go over this in my factory reset video, and the factory reset is available right here as well. And the next one is the Nest Pro option, which is I'm not registered to. And then the back button to the main screen. That's all you really have on the thermostat. Okay, that's all you can do. What you just saw is like whatever is available. Okay, the rest, when it comes to equipment type and things like that, it's going to be on the Google Home app. Okay, so once you open up the Google Home app, you're going to have this screen here. And this screen here kind of has like a quick access to a bunch of different functions. You have your mode, your hold, your fan, shows you indoor humidity, indoor temperature, outdoor temperature, schedules, energy dashboard. Okay. Energy dashboard is very self-explanatory, shows you how much you've been using for energy consumption for day, week, or month. That's really nice to have and to look at. Schedule, I go over that in the 7-day programming, but what I want to go through is this right here, this little gear icon up at the top. So we're going to click on that. Here we have a longer list of things to look at. Okay, when you first buy this, you want to go through this settings menu here and set everything up correctly according to the system you have in your home. So very first one on the top of the list is going to be Eco went away. You either want it on or off. Then you have the schedules here. So you have it for temperature and fan. You want to set those up. The very next one is Nest Sense. Those are a bunch of options and features. If you want to use those, go ahead and look up, more into them. I'm not going to go into it right now because the video will be too long. But there's a whole bunch of extra features you can use with Nest Sense. The very next one is temperature presets. So this is your presets for the time periods of the day for your scheduling. Safety temps is the very next one. So your default is, 40 as an absolute minimum. Okay, for heating, and then you have a cooling one. You can set them each one individually. Okay, if you want to have a certain minimum, you don't want it to ever go past 40, and then you set that right there. And then if you never want it to go past, like 70 degrees or 90 degrees for cooling, you would type that in here. But something freezing is more important than something getting too hot. So that's why this is off versus this is set at 40 degrees, so nothing freezes in your home. All right, so the very next one is the display. Self-explanatory, Fahrenheit or Celsius, time format, language, wake display, how you want it to act, and the sound click. Some of the same features you have on the thermostat are here as well. The next one is a very important one. It's the equipment. So you're going to want, this is something that gets asked when you first set up the device on the network. It's going to ask you a bunch of prompts of like what kind of heating system you have and certain things like that. You want to go through this, and then you also want to look at the advanced configuration. The advanced configuration helps you dial in, compressor lockout time, minimum compressor on time, minimum heat on time. It lets you refine more adjustments a lot better. So I would definitely take the time to look through these. Heat temperature difference, cool temperature difference. So you can have this calibrated to be a tighter, kind of sensing versus a looser type of sensing. So take a look at those, see if they apply to you. And there's some other system details in here that you can go through on the equipment page, which is very important. Very next one is going to be air filter reminders. That's also very, very handy to know. You can set this up to have an air filter reminder, or you can shut it off, and you can set it accordingly. The very next one is System Health Monitor. This allows you to get emails and notifications to your phone if there's anything wrong with your heating or cooling system. That's also very good to have and good to have set up. The very next one is the energy dashboard, which is on the main page, and it shows you your energy consumption and for how long and how much. So those are very, very handy to know. You want to look through this page. At the very bottom is another thing you're going to want to know, is that's remove device. If you want to remove this device from your Google Home app, you would go ahead and do that, and then you also would have to reset this device to unlink it. Okay, so that there is the thermostat settings page. Very important. You want to go through this and set it up according to your home, the type of heating system you have, whether it's electric, hot air, radiant, baseboard heating, forced hot water, all those different things. Okay, so main page is very simple. You can adjust it here using the plus or minus. You have your mode access right here. You can also hold your fan. You can turn your fan on as needed. And your schedules are handy right at the bottom here. So that is the basics when it comes to the setup menu and all the different options. You want to go through this and kind of adjust it as needed. Next, we're going to take a look at the base plate on this and kind of show you what this looks like on the back side and the basic wiring you would need for normal systems. So let's take a look at that and let's continue on. Okay, so here we have the thermostat and the base plate, and let's take a look at the back side. And we have 2 batteries that we have to replace every so often. 6 months is a recommended time and a good time frame to change those out. But you can, like I said, you can take a look at the battery health on the device itself to keep you reminded. But you have the pins, you have your QR code here, your serial number, and your little pin code. Really not a lot going on the back side of this thermostat. So moving along to the base plate, we have a very simple base plate construction. We have mounting holes top and bottom here, as well as a bubble level to help level the thermostat when installing, which is really nice. We have a possible of 6 connections or 6 terminals here to use. And I'm just going to go over really quick the brief summary of each one of these, what they do. So let's start off here at the top where this yellow wire to the Y terminal. That is for your first stage cooling. The next one is the C wire, which is the blue wire. That's for the common wire. This is to power up the smart thermostat. Okay, this supplies 24 volts to the thermostat just for the sole function of powering up Wi-Fi, the screen, and all the different functions on a smart thermostat, nothing else. The W terminal is where the white wire goes, and the white wire is to control the first stage heating. Moving along, the G terminal, which is the green wire, that controls the fan for your cooling, or it could be also for your heating if you have forced hot air. So that's for your fan. And the red wire for the R terminal, that is for the 24 volt power supply for the heating transformer. Okay, this supplies 24 volts in order to be switched on with the white wire here. This is the switched wire for the heating. If you have only a 2-wire system for heating only, you would only see a red wire and a white wire, and that's it for a 2-wire heating only setup. Moving along, we have an orange wire, which is OB terminal. So that can stand for orange or brown. So orange and brown wires are for the heat pumps. Now, the orange is for the reversing valve for the cooling. The brown wire, like this one here, okay, if you had this one, this is for the reversing valve for the heating. Now you have to decide which one applies for your situation, the brown or the orange, if you use a heat pump, and if it's for either heating or cooling. For this thermostat, you only have the option of connecting one. Okay, some thermostats actually have a separate O and a separate B terminal, but in this case, it does not. Okay, so that's what that stands for. And that is the basic rundown of these wires and what they do. I have other videos covering different wiring schemes, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wire schemes. And please check those out if you're interested. But this here is the base plate for the Google Nest Original. As you see it here, the one with the mirror finish. Really good looking thermostat. Please check out my other videos. Like I said, when it comes to manual override, factory reset, 7-day programming, and how to connect to the Google Home app. But I want to thank you guys for watching, and I want to see you on the next one.